I'm hoping that the traffic isn't so loud that this is going to be a waste of time and I should have just done it inside in the first place. This video has taken me quite a bit to do. I have tried to film it several times and I just keep tanking because I don't know why. But today I'm using Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, where you feel it, you know that you want to do it, you're motivated, you feel it all the time, and you don't go do it. Well, her 5-second rule is you get up and you do it. You've got 5 seconds to do it. Well, here I am. I have used that rule several times today, including to work out for the first time in several months. And it was tough. I am so out of shape. I was just out of breath and my lungs were just burning. But you can see my hair is, pretty crazy. I had it up in a ponytail right before I started the video, but I wanted a few minutes to, just take it down and try to, make it look a little better than a sweaty ponytail. In 2016, I got out of my toxic marriage. I have 5 children, and at the time I had been terribly sick. I had severe vertigo, migraine, vertigo headaches. I thought it could have been Meniere's, but it was not. I had the room spin. I could barely walk. I would have to hold the walls to be able to even get to the bathroom, let alone sit at the table and have dinner with my family. There's a lot to that, and a lot to the toxic relationship, but that'll be another video for another time too. It's really cold out. I had to go and grab a jacket, and suffering with a chronic illness that just took everything out of me. I had gotten up to 250 pounds. I teetered in between 240 and 260. I don't think I got all the way to 260. I will admit I stopped weighing myself at 250 because I was just mortified and terrified of what had happened to myself and my body, and what I felt like I had absolutely no control over whatsoever. In 2016, I had a very successful year in my career and had some financial stability in some ways. My ex controlled all of my finances, and so I didn't really have a full say-so in everything. That again is another story for another time, but I was able to put a down payment on the house, this mobile house that you see behind me. Back to the weight loss. See, this is why it's so hard to make this video, because there's so much information. There's so much to talk about how I ended up weighing 250 pounds, and then how I lost so much of it, and then how I was doing so well in my life, and then the tragic circumstances that took place in 2020 for us. Then I gained back some of the weight that I had lost, and I'm here now working really hard to get it off. I think a lot of us can identify with the analogy of being a phoenix that has just been burnt up down to the ashes. I know for myself, I feel like I've been there over and over again. And I've been there for the past 2 years, completely unable to get back out. And I have been working really hard. I have been in EMDR therapy I've had a beautiful grandbaby born. I have a teenage daughter who lives with me and travels, and we've just started a couple different businesses, and I'm writing again, which is another story. But I feel like that phoenix coming out of the ashes and having no choice, having to restart my life, completely reinvent myself. And that is what this channel is about. This channel is going to be about my journey, weight loss, fitness, travel, food, trying different things, trying whatever it takes to make my life better, to change myself, to become the person I want to be. And the only way that you can become the person that you really want to be is to start living the life of that person in that way. If I want to be the person I want to be, I have to live that way. And it just takes that 5-second step. And that's what I'm doing. That's what this channel is about. It's about journaling this process and hoping that anybody else who can identify would want to come along and be part of that. I am turning 52 this month, so it is about reinventing yourself at over 50 plus. I do want to tell you that within my weight loss, when I weigh 250, I haven't stepped on a scale lately, and I'm pretty sure I am somewhere between around 185, maybe. Really wish I was less, but selfie stick hand. It's like falling asleep. But I'm pretty sure that. And worse, if that's not bad enough, all of the muscle tone that I had gained and had during that time, I mean, you could see definition in my arms. It's not there right now. I guess it's a little bit there, but it's not. I can feel the bottom of my arms. My body is, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I was 2 years ago. I am going to explain completely how I lost the weight in the first place. I'm going to show what that weight loss looked like. I was really close to hitting that full 100-pound mark, and that is my goal. My goal is to weigh 150 pounds, at least 155, 150. That will have been exactly 100 pounds, and that's what I have to go. And amazingly, I have to say, honestly, amazingly, I actually have kept it off more than I can even explain. So in 2019, I will at some point talk about the circumstances that just threw my whole family's life into a massive tailspin. Another one. It's horrible when it's just like the tailspins just keep happening. You keep working really hard to come out of those ashes. You keep working really hard to change and redefine yourself and just be whole and full and happy. And then something else happens, and God, I pray nothing in universe, I'm asking that we get to have that happiness now. I know I'm going to rewatch this and choose what goes on and what goes off. And so between 2015 and 2019, I went from 250 pounds all the way to 170. I was on point. I was working out every day. I was using intermittent fasting and HIIT workouts, high intensity interval training. I was running, I was lifting, I was there. I was so happy. I was in school. Yes, a returning university student, because again, it's another hack for your life, for my life, that I needed. I needed to have that self-confidence restored in my abilities, in my intelligence. And yeah, sometimes school isn't for everybody, but for me, I wanted to go back and get my degree. So that was a part of redefining myself and making myself better. So I was in that place. We had just moved to Florida, and it was a cross-country trip. We took all the way from Port Angeles, Washington, all the way down into the panhandle of Pensacola, Florida. And I was so proud of myself. I just come so far, and I felt so strong. And then 2020 hit, and COVID wasn't the affecting factor for us. It was something else. Again, I will explain it at a later date. But from 170 to 185-ish, and I know that I've kept it right along that line. Last year I did go to have a checkup, and I had weighed 190. So I know that I had gained 20 pounds within that nearly 2-year mark. When I saw that scale hit that, I was so terrified of getting to 120 again, 200 again, that I really started fasting and walking on a daily basis. And I was really being careful with what I ate, and I was able to drop back down again, that 5 pounds, but I have not been able to get back to where I need to be. And what I'm going to do to continue to make my mark, get to my 100-pound loss goal, keep it off. And that was something I wanted to say. I am really proud of myself that I did keep it down to a minimum, and I didn't go past that mark. And when I saw that mark, I was able to turn it around. Psychologically, that's really hard when you find yourself emotionally eating. And I think that sometimes people might forget. I really hate when people look at other people and they judge them for their size or their weight. I know for myself that food became a comfort. It became something that made me feel better, and it didn't. It was this horrible cycle of, I feel comfort for this moment, and then all of a sudden I'm so full and my stomach hurts. I'm so full that now I feel guilty because I just wrecked myself. I can't fit into my clothes, and I am so completely unhappy and depressed. And that right there is what has to change. And there are so many people who turn to alcohol or drugs, or they have other types of eating disorders because stress and depression and pain, all of those things can just cause that damage. And our bodies hold and keep the score. That is an amazing book. I will also talk about that a little bit on this channel, but our body keeps the score. It remembers. That is why we have so many stress-related diseases and chronic illnesses and things like that we struggle and deal with. So to say that I went through that and I gained just that 10 to 15 pounds and then was able to stop and reverse it was a huge milestone for me. Huge milestone. And I'm really, really glad about that. Sorry for the truck passing. But again, I will be chronicling and telling my story and talking with you and making this as a diary or journal as well. And also to hold me accountable. I know that if you're, being held accountable and talking with somebody else and like doing it together, it creates a much stronger ability to keep going. So again, I hope that you'll subscribe and that you'll hang out and that you'll comment, and this can become a community of sorts, and we can share each other's stories. So I'm really shivering. It's getting really chilly out here. I know that I made a lot of holes in this in this discussion. I know I didn't say everything I probably meant to, but yeah, here we go. If you are watching this video and you can relate at all, go ahead and say hi in the comments and introduce yourself, or just put an emoji and let me know you're listening. Thanks. See you again soon.